Welcome, welcome, welcome. A little new setup here, but welcome. It is your boy, the Sports Junkie. This is Sports Junkie Talks. And topics we got tonight, LeBron, once again, always staying at the top of the headlines. Um, what is going on with Steve Kerr? Hold on. Hold on here. Oh, crap. Be right back. Okay, we are back. Let's get into it. Momentarily. Go down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe to the Sports Junkie. Tell me if you like, my past videos, the content. You know what it is. I don't know what's going on with this mic. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Check, check. Okay, let's see. Check, check. All right, we're all locked in now. So it is your boy, the Sports Junkie. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below. Tell me if you like what you see. This is the Sports Junkie Talks, and we're gonna be talking about, everything. LeBron James staying in the headlines, bickering. Steve Kerr, is he on his way out? Can't believe it, but is he on his way out? Well, what else we got? I know we got a couple other things. Um, Paul George PG-13 or PG-8. Yet another setback, another injury that we will get into. God damn. And RG3 with the worst thing he could possibly do to egg on his hatred for Angel Reese. So let's get into it. So basically, let's start with LeBron. LeBron, like every time I talk about this, it just kind of makes me sick to my stomach because I don't want to talk about this guy, but this guy is in the headlines. So I'm the Sports Junkie. We got to talk about this. So basically, he kind of is being shopped, and by the things he's been saying. There's been teams calling to see his availability, and basically, even my Warriors have inquired to see if he's available, which I don't like that. But anyway, he just keeps making little just notations in the media to just keep them from not letting LeBron James go out of the cycle. And then we got to talk about LeBron again. And it's just crazy. I mean, honestly, since Shaq, he's probably the mastermind of marketing and everything. But the fact that it keeps getting talked about is like telling me that there's got to be some truth to this. Um, just certain things he's done that he's always been kind of like the guy that is like pro team. Like, I think it's kind of weird that he didn't say anything to like DeAndre Ayton when he got officially introduced. That was crazy to me. And he's kind of allegedly keeping it like close to the vest, not saying too much. But I just don't think that he could. He thinks that they could win a championship in LA this year. Because besides Luca, LeBron, and then picking up, Aiton, they got Reeves. But the bench is nothing to smile about. You got guys like Vanderbilt and, Gabe Vincent. They haven't really done anything for the past couple of years. So I don't really blame him for kind of wanting out because, I'm not a LeBron hater, but I'm just a LeBron realist. But I'm kind of on his side a little bit on this because it's like if his time wasn't ticking, then I'd be like, oh, he's acting like a bum. Why don't you just fight it out, try to make a run or whatever. But his time is ticking, and like this is the one time in his career that he should be selfish. And the problem is, I just don't think any other team is willing to put out for him and could even afford him because he's going to be at least like 53 million a year. And the Lakers are kind of looking at it like he could have took less and we would have had more money to work with, to pick up another star or like another piece. But he didn't. And this is exactly what Kobe did in his last couple years. He took like 2 years, 48 mil, and everybody was crying about him and how that kind of looks selfish. But and LeBron is kind of looking at it too, like the Lakers just got sold for 10 billion. Like y'all motherfuckers could afford it, but it's just I'm just I put a video out on TikTok today just saying LeBron, just come out and say it. All these subliminal messages is just it's just kind of tiresome and just bullshit. It's just, who cares? Just like say what you want and don't wait until the last second, like and just be vocal. You always have been. Like why aren't you now? So and the team possibilities that they're saying is obviously the Cavs. I've been hearing possibly the Heat. The Warriors have called about him, and I think that's it as far as who's like inquired about him. But that still is scary. Okay, and I'm sick of talking about this guy. Like, do what the fuck you're gonna do. I mean, even at Summer League, it was like, oh, LeBron is gonna be coming and watching Summer League. Oh, and then they're like, oh well, he won't get in until this certain day because he's going to the Bad Bunny concert. Who fucking cares? Let him have his fucking summer. Blah blah blah. So he came into town, and ESPN asked him if he wanted to come on the broadcast and just kind of air it out, like because a lot of things have been said, and he's like, "Nah, I don't got nothing to talk about." It's just, I think ESPN was kind of ballsy for doing that because they don't got a good track record with him. Yeah, he went on the Pat McAfee show, but anything connected to Stephen A, he ain't fucking with. So I think that was kind of ballsy by them because I think it was NBA Today that tried to get him on the broadcast. That's completely like, if First Take isn't Stephen A's baby, that's his baby right there, NBA Today. But I don't know. I kind of think something's gonna happen, but we will see. Fucking LeBron. Okay, so now Steve Kerr. Okay, um, this guy. I don't know. All the respect for Steve Kerr because you know I've been talking about Mark Jackson a little bit lately. He kind of, gave Kerr the assist to walk into this incredible opportunity, and Kerr brought Golden State and the Golden State, including me, deprived fans, 4 championships, and one championship was enough. But as the years have gone by, and obviously, the core is still there, kinda. So I guess you still gotta like consider it dynasty or whatever. But the formulation of the team we have now, I feel like Kerr is kind of, he just wants his old players that he can rely on, and everybody else, it's kind of like, who cares? Like, or I don't think I can fit you in, or like the whole Jonathan Kaminga clusterfuck. Now the Kevon Looney, like, loss of trust allegedly. And just Kerr has always been a guy that says, I trust in my veterans, young players. I don't really fucking play, which I can get that to an extent. But the fact that Kevon Looney is coming out and saying that he was kind of upset and he saw where he stood, that the fact that Quentin Post kind of got put over Kevon Looney, and Looney felt like in the Houston series in the playoffs that especially with Steven Adams being like the main guy in the middle, that's where Kevon Looney goes and stands on business. And they didn't put Kevon in, and they kind of felt that trust was lost. And well, I don't want to say Kevon is coming out and saying that he felt like the trust was lost because that's his spot where he's supposed to go in. But they just really put in Post or Guy Santos, or put Draymond at the 5. So Kevon Looney lost trust in Kerr. That's why he is now a New Orleans Pelican. And the whole Kaminga situation. Kaminga is like, I don't want to call him a rare talent, but he's that guy that you could see that he has great fucking upside. And it's like Kerr doesn't know where to fit him in. And I think Kerr might be mishandling the situation a little bit. And also it's a victim of circumstance because, Jonathan Kaminga is on a team with Steph motherfucking Curry. And if Steph wasn't on the team, you'd probably be the top priority. Let's just fucking throw you in 40, 45 minutes. Like, go ahead, fucking find yourself out there. But he doesn't have time to do that. So, I don't know. That's kind of half and half, Kerr's fault and stuff. But there's stuff that he does that I don't get why he does it, and then he'll do something, and it's like, well, you don't usually do that. Like the fact that he really gave Guy Santos a lot of time last year to grow. Like I'm a big fan of Guy Santos now, like more than I was going into the season last year. So he doesn't do that. Well, he does that, and then he doesn't like fully invest in Kaminga. And then, the Warriors got Jimmy Butler, and then he completely forgot about Kaminga to where Kaminga has his guys, his trainers, basically helping him out on the floor after the deciding Clippers game at the end of the year, just to keep up and save face and get his work in, because he's not even getting playing time. So that's crazy. And then, like in the Houston series, you know, you're putting Kaminga in and he's getting productive minutes. And then once Curry went down in the Minnesota series, you're seeing Kaminga knows that he's like the only like catalyst on the team basically right then. That he's actually feeling a little free and playing pretty good. So Kerr is just like it just kind of feels like he doesn't know what to do, or it's like, what do you want me to do? And he's losing the faith of his players because Kevon Looney is a quiet guy, all business, and I'm really surprised that he said that about Steve Kerr. And yeah, I think it's just kind of all unraveling. And Steve Kerr, I just heard today. That's why I wanted to put this topic in here. He's in the final year of his contract. So could this be the end of an era with Steve Kerr leaving? I think that has a lot to do with where Steph's mind is at the end of the season, or what the hell we do this season. Because the Warriors have not made a lot of. Well, we haven't made any. We haven't even re-signed Kaminga or signed and traded him. You know, we haven't even got Al Horford yet. So Kerr is like kind of holding and waiting to see how he could formulate the game plans for this season. And I don't know. I think I would totally respect Steve Kerr's coaching, but I think if nothing really gets done, he needs to just let Kaminga be out there with all the vets and just let him shine, because he was looking good in that Minnesota series after Curry went down. So I hope he does a little bit of that. I hope Kerr has like tricks up his sleeve to revitalize the Warriors and maybe revitalize his reputation, because it is kind of getting a little. So that's all I'm saying about that. Let's see. Okay. So Paul George, man. We just talked about Kerr and the Warriors, but damn, did the Warriors fucking bite a bullet on fucking getting passed up? Or the fact that we didn't want to trade Kaminga away in the package for Paul George, and they dipped out on us, and Paul George went through with the trade to the 76ers, is looking like the most incredible move by Mike Dunleavy Jr., the Warriors GM, because yet again, as Paul George is working out, getting in shape for the season, he has on court workouts, he fucking tweaked his knee. And at first, they kind of weren't like saying what his like alleged injury was and everything. I thought that was weird. But then I was watching Shams on ESPN today, and they said it's a knee injury, and he already went through with arthroscopic surgery. This guy, this might be one of those things where it's like, hey, bro, you had a decent career. somewhat, might be time to hang up the sneakers, man, because gosh, and the way the 76ers look, like they're gonna have Maxey out there. They're gonna have their rookie. Embiid will not start the season. Now Paul George will not start the season. For the East being wide open, if they were gonna at least have, Paul George there with Maxey and then Embiid come back, a little bit into the season, I would say the 76ers could, could possibly be a playoff team, but nah, Paul George is fucking cursed. I gotta say, he has had a fucking number of injuries ever since that USA Olympics fucking injury that was like disgusting to watch. When he was in his fucking prime. I think he was still with Indiana at that time. And yeah, it's just it's really a sad and tragic story of Paul George. Like, what's next? Like, hopefully he's back before All-Star break, but man, it just doesn't look good. He's had a pretty decent tenure in Indiana. Where did he go after that? He went to OKC after that. That decent, I think he had like 2 years there, and then the Clippers, which nothing happened over there. And then now he comes to the 76ers and he hasn't done shit. I mean, he's barely played. That big three of Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George has only played 15 out of 82 games together. So, the curse of Paul George lives. So this is the last topic that I have right now. But so what the fuck is going on with RG3, man? He be like, he's been on like a rant with his fucking, his wife in the background, egging on his little shots that he's taking at Angel Reese. And Angel Reese, she's cool. Like, to me in the NBA, she's like Barkley. Like, she gets rebounds, and when she wants to turn on the offense, she's pretty good. But I think she's caught in the middle of, do I want to stay with basketball and ball the fuck out, or do I want to be an influencer? Like, she's just caught up, like, in everything, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But so RG3 comes out, because congratulations to Angel Reese. She's only the third woman ever to get the cover of the NBA 2K26, which because they have like the WNBA version in there. So she was able to get that, which is definitely a great feat so far in her career. And some like small creator where it wouldn't have touched a lot of people, I guess, like me. No, but posted like a 2K26 cover with it trying to say is Angel Reese, and they, instead of her, they had a fucking like a monkey fucking driving to the basket, which is just fucking racist and disrespectful. And especially for like a feat that she accomplished by receiving this. And it's just like, it's like, if I'm Angel Reese, it's like, can I live? But so anyway, someone posted that, and RG3 reposted it, and then he went on the, this is not right at all, blah blah blah. And it was just like, dude, you shared it, you have like at least, and I'm guessing because he worked with ESPN, he's got to have at least over 500,000 followers. So a whole gang of people that probably would have never seen it until it got to someone, he fucking releases it and just kind of looks like an idiot. and Angel Reese's mom got in the comments, on X and everything, and was giving him shit like any mother should do or any parent should do, and it's just like, what is up with this dude's like decisions? Because the big thing, like the backstory, basically is that like because of the semi scuffle that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese had, like he's like Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and it's like they have a rivalry like Magic and Bird, like they don't like each other on the court, but they're always respectful to each other and everything. And the only kind of out of hand shit was kind of like in college, like where she's doing the like the ring shit, which is cool, or the you can't see me shit, which is cool. Like kids will be kids, but they're grown now, and then RG3 just wants to be pouring gasoline on this shit, and I am not a black man, but as a black man posting someone making fun of a black woman that is rising to fame, that is done nothing but good, and you're posting someone making a joke of her displayed as a monkey, like, gotta be the most idiotic thing I could ever see someone doing. Or just the decision of posting that. Like, when everybody posts stuff, they think, you know, and to me, this kind of looks like a clout chasing thing. Like, because you think about everything you post, and it's like, hey, this is just what I'm saying, so you could fucking kill me in the comments or whatever. But to me, I'm kind of like, he's thinking, hey, this isn't popular, but this will get me a lot more eyes on my shit for the long run. So why not take a little ridicule, look like a fucking Uncle Tom, and at least in the long run, it'll get me, monetization and shit like that, and like boost my fucking podcast or whatever the fuck he's doing in his house with his wife. So it's just a bonehead decision by RG3. I can't believe this dude just is doing something like this. Like, he's a straight up clown. I'm trying to think of some other kind of summary or whatever for this, but he's just acting like a straight up fucking clown. So, I mean, that's what I gotta say on that. But let me see. Got anything else to talk about? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get to monetization. And like I say every time, I'm trying to build a community because I love sports talk. I love talking about it with y'all. Thank you for all the comments and feedback on my video about Mark Jackson. Um, a lot of people were saying that like, and this could be true, but I never dived too deep into it, that Mark Jackson, why he is blackballed is because that year that he was with the last year he was with the Warriors, he wasn't fully divorced and he was banging strippers apparently. Like, I guess, man. Like, and then it's about his spiritual beliefs and him being preachy. Who cares, man? You can't make anybody believe. You could encourage them to believe, but he was a good fucking coach. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond, they've never had anything bad to say about him. So it's kind of like, what the fuck? But once again, I appreciate, all of you getting down in the comments, liking and sharing. And you do the same. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe on that Mark Jackson video, and my other videos. And feel free to talk shit, because I will talk shit back. That is what we here for on this earth. So let's do it. Let's get into it. I appreciate y'all being here on my live. So if you haven't yet, just definitely subscribe to the Sports Junkie. I live this shit. This shit is in my veins. If you see, um, my logo guy, uh, V made it. V De Leon, man, he's been hooking me up with sick ass logos, and this this was his concoction, and like he definitely fucking hooked me up on this one. So if you need, this video ain't sponsored by him, but if you need any logos for any branding or album covers or anything like that, definitely fuck with him and go to his Instagram and shit, and tap in with him and tell him that the Sports Junkie sent you. So yeah, tell me what you guys think of my new logo and everything. I'm kind of trying to still set the stage. I just was doing as much as I can while raising 3 kids, and before this live, because I really wanted to go live. So all right, let me check for any more topics. So once again, thank you. Let's see. I mean, one thing real quick, I'm seeing on like the ESPN, like the Warriors to-do list. We haven't done shit, so there's a lot of stuff on that to-do list yet. Come on, Warriors, shit. How could you talk about a to-do list? Okay. Um, and I was seeing that Paul George is dipping back into the podcast game. It's like you're fucking injured, bro. Like it's kind of you're welcome to do whatever you want to do, but it's kind of throwing salt in your team's face when it's like, yeah, you're injured now, so oh yeah, you'll fucking go do podcasting and shit. It just sucks because it's like everything is like taken personal or taken the wrong way. I'm sure I'm taking that the wrong way, but it's just like last year he cut off the podcast to focus on sports, but isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, I don't get how Draymond does his podcast after every game. If I'm tired raising 3 kids and I want to go to sleep by 10 o'clock, I wonder what the fuck this guy feels like after 48 minutes or 40 plus minutes of a high intense fucking NBA basketball game, and he still wants to talk about shit. Salute to Draymond Green, because fuck, man. You could probably already sense the tiredness in me. My eyes kind of, getting heavy. So that shit is hard as a motherfucker. Okay. Let me talk about this. Okay. I just been thinking about this. Oh. Um, so Stephen A. Smith, he's like starting to do his podcast again. I guess he's been on vacation and stuff. Which I mean, he's the $1 billion man, so he could do that. But I don't think it's good for his brand to be talking about everything. He's the sports guy, the flamboyant, that's blasphemy guy. And like you just see a thumbnail right now of he's going to be talking about um, you know how it came out that there's no Epstein list. You're like, you have an opinion on everything, but like, you're the sports guy, and there's so many conflicting things that you could be talking about that could fuck up your original money with ESPN and First Take and everything like that. Do you want to be talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Like, and he was talking about Diddy before. Do you want to be talking about him and the shit he's alleged to have done? Like, I just think it's crazy sometimes because he wants to ridicule all these players that are doing conflicting things, but he's kind of doing it too. So, to each its own. What else we got on here? Oh, one other thing. Fucking for my 49ers. Jawan Jennings has to come and ruin a semi-peaceful 49ers offseason. Done everything that we can. We lost a lot of players, but we had to. We're not trying to rebuild. We're trying to reset. We paid Brock Purdy. Got everybody else back. Or like the core guys. And right before training camp, Jawan Jennings, who I feel like could have a real big year, especially with Ayuk not starting at the start of the season, he came out and said basically, you need to like redo my contract or I want to trade. Come on, man. Do that behind closed doors and just get it done. Like, fuck. It's like everything that you could have thought that might fuck up for the Niners this offseason, we've done a good job with it. Even Demarcus Robinson with his whole possible suspension, I think his trial or whatever thing, it was just for like a DUI, which that is serious. I think he got 48 months probation, so I don't think he's really even gonna get suspended. Maybe one game or something this year. But come on, Jawar, keep it steady. Even that shit didn't like work out too bad. Keep it steady. Niners always pay you. You ain't balling like Ayuk. You had one fucking crazy game against the Rams this year. I think he had like fucking like 170 like receiving yards, like three or four touchdowns. But come on, keep it under wraps. Get it done. I'm sure the Niners will pay you since they saved so much fucking money letting Greenlaw, Hufunga, and so on go, and Debo go. So keep it cool, Jawan. Keep it cool. Okay. Oh, another little LeBron take. He just wants to be accepted. He just wants to be accepted. Now LeBron is playing golf in the summer. I just want to hang out with you, Steph Curry. Could I be your buddy since you dominated my era? God, he is. Tell me that's not what you thought. That, oh, now he's playing golf all of a sudden. He wants to be accepted. He just wants to be in. And it's like, you're the fucking. You're the guy that everybody's chasing supposedly, but you just want to follow everybody else and what they do. Because we know it's Steph Curry's thing right now. And LeBron, did you see the Steph and MJ interview from a couple years ago? Did you get jealous? Did you? I think you did. And you're like, maybe if I go to Lake Tahoe or wherever the hell they're doing it at, maybe I'll run into Michael Jordan, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and I could hang out with him too. I could never be him, but at least I'd be able to hang out with him. Give me a break, bum. What else we got? And by the way, there's still some really good free agents on the market right now. As far as NBA, man, you got Quentin Grimes out there. Like I said, Kaminga's still out there. Who else was I seeing? I was like, man, it's fucking pretty good. I think those were them, but I guess it just sucks right now for, restricted free agents right now because no one has money. Everybody will have money next season, but they just don't have it right now. But yeah, there's still good quality free agents out there. Russell Westbrook. Someone needs to pick him up now. What else? What else we got? What other thing? Because I'm not really finding a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff like going on about the Atlanta Hawks because of all the people that they got this offseason so far. They traded for um, Porzingis. They got what's his name? SGA's cousin, Alexander something something. The six man that was on the T Wolves, and then I forget who else they have, but as far as a Warriors fan, every time we fucking played them, it's like we shouldn't lose against them, but it was like the toughest fucking game of the year. I think we played them twice, so they do have a young core, and then adding depth and size, will definitely be good for them, but I don't think they're going to be a factor. And they're getting the media push right now, but I don't see them being a factor at all. Sorry. I've been known to be wrong, but that's just what I'm saying. What else we got? Yeah, RG3 is getting hella backlash right now. Okay, let's see. Oh, podcast. Look, I gotta shout out podcasts right now. The podcast that I watch is basically Gil's Arena is just always fucking funny to me. And they know what the fuck they're talking about. You got Nick Young on there, Gilbert Arenas, Kenyon Martin, and the guy that I think they definitely need a replacement for, Rashad McCants, big 4-year veteran of the NBA. Um, and he just says bullshit all the time. It's just, and he like talks with conviction, like he's like even close to like Gilbert Arenas' status. And they got Brandon Jennings on there, who was a baller. Um, what else do I watch? Uh, I watch 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I just love hearing Carmelo's insight on shit. Um, and they always have good ass guests. And he's gonna. I forget what network he's gonna be on. I think it's NBC. And so this is kind of gonna lead into that. And it's always dope. I always like Carmelo. Um, but yeah, those are. I think those are like the two mainstays. If I'm not doing shit or there's nothing on TV, I like watching those to keep up to date. And like maybe even if I'm like cooking dinner for my kids or whatever, I'll listen to that in the background and shit. So I definitely like those podcasts. You could tell. Maybe I should rename this podcast to Recognition. By the way, those are those are pillows back there. Okay. Let's see what else. And just a shameless plug here. I'm thinking about August 1st, possibly, most likely the first week of August. I am gonna release my other moniker, which is named the Media Junkie, where I will review hip hop albums, and I will review movies, from new movies, the classics. I'm not really a movie guy. I'm more of a TV show guy. Um, TV shows that come out, and go do me a favor and go follow and subscribe to my other YouTube that nothing is released yet, but I want to get a following. So follow the Media Junkie, THA Media Junkie, Junkie with two E's, just like the Sports Junkie, and go subscribe to that on YouTube. I'm just to give you a little insight. Um, I'm releasing a album review for the classic group The Clips. Just dropped the album called Let God Sort 'Em Out. And then I'm also, this is kind of going with the sports stuff, the second season of Netflix Quarterback I am currently reviewing. So I have a couple episodes ready to release on that. And then the most recent show that I watched called The Waterfront on Netflix. Go check that out. Pretty good show starting up right now. All 8 episodes are on there. And I'm going to review that, tell you what I think about that. So definitely go subscribe to that channel. And I'm shooting for, and I think I'll be right accurate on the release of August 1st. I will definitely be pushing that out, and publishing that. So, yeah, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the Media Junkie. I appreciate you. So let's look. I kind of think that's gonna wrap it up. I don't see anything else like noteworthy. But like I said, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the Sports Junkie. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought of this live. Go check out my most recent videos. Go tell me if you're feeling what I'm saying. Shoot me a like. And if you're not feeling what I'm saying on the video, tell me. I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about, because I want a new enemy and I want to go back at you. So go check those out. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe at the Sports Junkie, and also my new page that's coming out for all hip hop album reviews, reviewing TV shows and movies. Go check me out. Go subscribe at The Media Junkie. Fuck with me.